I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a...
Damn, the way he's talking about Laura fondly. Laura, I don't control her. She's a fiery woman. I can't control her even if I wanted to, believe me, folks. She's so fiery, Laura.
She's a free spirit. Well, I don't know.
She's a free spirit.
Also, Mary, the former president, traveling the last few days with this woman, Laura Loomer, social media influencer.
Dude, I do love this. Look, I said it. As soon as I saw Laura Loomer on the... As soon as I saw this demon on the mother plane, I was like, how is the media not covering this? Remember, like, she is such a target-rich environment. She is such a target-rich environment. It makes no sense for Donald Trump to be close to her. She is an insane person, okay? She is an insane person, which is hilarious because she has no base. She's an insane person with no constituency, okay? No constituency whatsoever. Didn't she call that one senator gay Lindsey Graham? Yes. There is no reason for Laura Loomer. There is no reason for Laura Loomer to ever be anywhere near any campaign whatsoever.
Very much.
Unless there's a different reason for why she's there. Here is Laura Loomer saying, I just ate dog food. It's human grade, which means you and your dog can share a tasty, nutrient-dense treat together. Order yours today. Roger Stone said it's gross. That's how bad it is. He stopped showing her. My kids are in the room and they're sobbing. Friend of the show, Ken Benzinger, wrote about her for the Times. The former activist's decision to elevate Laura Loomer, a far-right activist known for racist and homophobic posts online, has stunned even some Trump allies. Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, who is this for? Who is this for, really? Like, who are you? Who did you make this decision for? Because I am once again saying I do not support all women. Some of them are uggo. It's for me, I think. It could be for me because I think it's funny that he's doing it. But like what is the political calculation to having someone like Laura Loomer by your side? Because now you have to inevitably defend her, which is weird because you already have this issue with JD Vance. JD Vance also looks kind of weird and creepy and gross, but like she has no benefit. Like there's no added value to the campaign to bring Laura Loomer around. There's got to be something. She's horrifying to look at. She literally has tried to Nazis. She herself has had a lot of groped up far right Nazi takes. You know, those two are making the humidity on the Trump Force One rise to 70% pure stank. He's going to give her a little leather football baby that comes out already with fillers and Botox bloat. Hasanabi to distract us with her good looks and rockin' body. Yowza. Humana. Oh, baby. Like, Trump is already not doing great, okay? He was smooth cruising when he was going up against Biden. And then obviously the race changed and it was already a difficult one for him to win from this point on. But then he just like keeps adding, it seems, new game plus difficulty for no reason. He's just like, nope, I'm going to make this as difficult as possible for me. I don't care. I will win again, but this time even harder.
Influencer, very controversial for racist comments about Kamala Harris, suggesting in the past that 9/11 was an inside job, and that's drawing fire even from...
Why is that the only thing that you guys talk about? That's like a defensible position, dude. Holy shit. She has done way worse. She is banned from virtually every application, like not just social media in the past. Like when she was banned from Twitter, she literally chained herself to the door of Twitter headquarters, okay? She got banned from every application, Uber, Lyft, every single one because of her relentless Islamophobia. There are so many things. I don't believe that Twitter-ish. Okay, here. She got banned from like Uber Eats, bro. She is like just look at her goddamn, look at her background. Laura Elizabeth Loomer, born May 21st, 1993, is an American far-right political activist, internet personality, conspiracy theorist. She was the Republican nominee to represent Florida's 21st congressional district in 2020 House of Representatives primary. She also ran in the Republican primary in Florida's 11th congressional district, losing to incumbent Daniel Webster. She has described herself as pro-white nationalism and a proud Islamophobe. Loomer has worked as an activist for several organizations, including Project Veritas, the Geller Report, which is Pamela Geller, who is a far-right terrorist herself. I think her daughters were like memers on Instagram, and they got canceled too because her mom is like a rabid Islamophobe. She worked for Rebel News and InfoWars. Loomer gained notoriety as a result of being banned from numerous social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, payment processors, vehicles for hire, and food delivery mobile apps. Bro, she doesn't even have the weather app on her phone, okay? She turns on her phone, it's a brick. She got banned from the weather app. How do you even do that? Anyway, I'm joking about the weather app thing. All right. For various reasons, including violating policies on hate speech and posting misinformation, Loomer has also been banned and removed from events and had her press credentials revoked for harassment and causing disturbances. In April 2023, it was reported that Donald Trump wanted to hire Loomer for a campaign role. However, the idea was said to have been met with heavy resistance from Trump's team, as well as warnings from Marjorie Taylor Greene over hiring a documented liar. Since 2023, Loomer has written and posted false claims about the Israel-Hamas war. Loomer and her two brothers were raised in Arizona, yada, yada, doesn't matter. Here it is. Between 2015 and 2017, okay? Loomer used a concealed video camera to record a conversation with Barry University officials discussing the idea of starting a club called Sympathetic Students. The school apparently asked only that the club's name be changed to Students in Support of the Middle East. James O'Keefe of Project Veritas, a right-wing organization known for producing secretly recorded and deceptively edited undercover audio and video investigations about media organizations and left-leaning groups, released a video to Encounter alleging that it captured a university official unfazed by the idea of an on-campus organization to support ISIS. Shortly thereafter, the university suspended Loomer for violating the student code of conduct, and a professor shown in the video filed criminal charges against her for recording him without his knowledge. At the time, Loomer was an honor student in her senior year and the president of Barry University's Young Republicans Club. According to a Hillary campaign official, Loomer and two other women posing as Clinton supporters attempted to entrap campaign workers into accepting illegal cash donations. In July 2015, the official said the campaign had complied with the law. These guys are some of the most insane freaks out there, okay? Remember James O'Keefe? That freak who used to run Project Veritas, but obviously people that were donating to Project Veritas were like, what the are you doing, when they found out that he was embezzling funds to fly Project Veritas members to go and watch him do Oklahoma, the Broadway musical. Like, he is such a musical fan, just like Donald Trump, by the way, that he was like, yeah, I'm gonna take all this money that you guys gave me. Wait, Donald Trump loves musicals? What do you know about that? Wait, you didn't know that Donald Trump is a musical head? Are you kidding me? How the do you guys not know this? Have you guys never heard Donald Trump talk about like Phantom of the Opera? Why do you guys think I always say he's my zesty king? Like, he loves musicals, bro. Are you kidding me? Donald Trump, Phantom of the Opera. The only time when you see a spark in his eye is when he's talking about
This beautiful letter I get from Andrew Lloyd Webber, who was big before Phantom, but nothing like Phantom. And he did Jesus Christ Superstar, which was another great one. He did a lot of great things. But he said, because he lived in the building at Trump Tower, he knew me a little bit. And he said, I'd love to have you as my guest. I'm opening up a musical called The Phantom of the Opera. And I said, oh, so let's go. So I say on the letter, okay, I'll go. And anyway, we went. And it opens with the chandelier and this. You've been there, right?
Yes,
You've
yes,
seen it.
yes.
Do you agree? It's like,
first time I saw it, shocks you when the chandelier drops.
No, but
you guys didn't know this? I mean, this is like, sometimes I forget that there's people in here that just like are unfamiliar with like all of my commentary, but this is a classic, dude. Donald Trump is a very, very zesty man, okay? Very zesty man. Donald Trump absolutely is ace, okay? Absolutely. He has never had sex with a woman for actual sexual desire. It is only to it's only to enforce power, and it's like a thing. Like, he likes pretty things, and he likes having pretty things around him, okay? He likes having pretty objects around him, and that's why he only sees women as like objects of desire, and that they're aesthetically like nice to look at. And that's why I'm kind of shocked about the Laura Loomer situation. Okay. Like, women are, for him, status symbols. You have good status. Other men respect you more if you have sexy women around you. Okay. Like, the only reason why he cares. Yeah. He likes pretty women around him because he likes the way men react to him having women around him. Yeah. Bro is not A's. You have brain damage. He 100% has never felt longing for a woman beyond just like having them around. You know, you got to reproduce every now and then, obviously, consensually and also non-consensually, as we know. Is this a Hasanabi bit or a genuine belief of yours? No, it started off as a Hasanabi bit, but then it became a genuine belief of mine. I do think that Donald Trump is ace. Like, he will be outwardly sexual, or like he will very rarely, I guess, like the way he's talked about his own daughter, I think kind of goes back to like narcissism, because that's a piece of him. Like, he is very proud of her because she's beautiful and he created a beautiful thing. And I think it's because he's so narcissistic that like, he's like, look, I made this thing that's hot. I want to myself, like that type of situation. Because surprisingly enough, he has never been outwardly horny in that exact same way about any other woman. As far as I know, I have never heard Donald Trump be outwardly horny in the same way that he has like talked about Ivanka at all, ever. Okay? What about grab him by the literally, bro, he 75 women. Dog, has nothing to do with sexual gratification. What's wrong with you guys? This is like basic. This literally is not about like, oh, I was really horny and that's why it happened. It is straight up about enforcing your will on someone. It is about power.
Some of former President Trump's allies.
Exactly right, George. Now we are hearing from some Republicans who are voicing concerns that Donald Trump is growing increasingly close to this far-right activist.
Yeah, we're going to do the Trump presser in California in a second. Let's finish this Laura Loomer segment.
Laura Loomer, as you note, is someone who has espoused conspiracy theories. She has used racist rhetoric in describing Kamala Harris, and now some of former President Trump's closest allies in the party
Thank you for the $5
are urging him to distance himself from her, George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much.
I would give Trump a smooch if he wanted. I would probably. It'd be hard not to. All right, let's get to it. Donald Trump, is he piping Laura Loomer? This is a question that is looming on everyone's minds. Let's take a look.
Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Laura Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter. I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a...
Damn, the way he's talking about Laura fondly. Laura, I don't control her. She's a fiery woman. I can't control her even if I wanted to, believe me, folks. She's so fiery. She's so fiery, Laura. She's a real fierce woman, kind of like Evita. Evita, my love. Laura.
She's a free spirit. Well, I don't know.
She's a free spirit. She's a free spirit. She's fiery. She's a passionate woman.
I mean, look, I can't tell Laura what to do. Laura's a supporter. I have a lot of supporters, but I don't know what exactly you're referring to. That's okay. Yeah, please. I just don't know. Laura's a supporter. I don't know. She is a strong person. She's got strong opinions, and I don't know what she said, but that's not up to me. She's a supporter. Please.
Traveling with you.
This goes against your narrative of being ace. No, dude, he's still ace, okay? He's still ace. I'll stand by that. But also, briefly, for the sake of, having a funny moment, I don't know what he sees in Laura Loomer. Not to come across like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is like very obviously jealous because Trump has like a slot for at least one ugly woman that doesn't fit the standard of the women that he surrounds himself with. And like, it's clear to me that Marjorie wanted to be that like freakish demon looking woman by his side, and Trump completely sidestepped her and went to Laura instead. I don't know what he sees in her. I don't know, but they're fighting, and it's really funny that they're fighting.
On your plane.
Okay, a lot of people do. It's a very big plane.
Come on, Laura isn't ugly, dude. Bro, Laura Loomer is not ugly because there's a different category. Okay, that's it. Like, that's the only reason, because like saying that she's ugly would not fit the term. She is in the Marjorie Taylor Greene category, okay, which is like a different thing. It's just like it's not like, it doesn't read as human. You're like, oh, I've seen this before. This is a hard to look at type of situation. And I think this is just something that you see normally in, like, I don't know, like horror movies or something. Like, she's scary. Scary would be the term to describe her physical appearance.
She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories.
Chatters, you don't need to be that quick, okay? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 chatters that had immediate links ready to go in the chat. Ain't nobody wants to see Laura Loomer that much, man. Come on now. I'm personally trying to avoid seeing Laura Loomer while talking about her, and you're like, no, let me prove that she's ugly. Like, we know, man. Why do you got bookmark?
Is about 9/11. Do you disavow those remarks?
Well, to see what the remarks are. You're telling me for the first time we're here discussing the destruction.
That's so dumb. Media is so dumb. Stop talking about Laura Loomer's 9/11 remarks. She's done so much worse. Okay, I think it's personally stupid to hyper focus on that when there's like a million other things that are way worse that she has done in the past week. Okay, yeah, it's like saying OJ Simpson was a bad tipper.
I do know that she may have said something based on what you're telling me, but I don't know what she said.
Yeah, the media should ask about this.
Aaron, your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
All right, let's continue. Who is Laura Loomer, the right-wing activist in Trump's inner circle?
This is far-right activist Laura Loomer and white nationalist Nick Fuentes, cheering to
the hostile takeover of the Republican Party.
Absolutely.
And they're not wrong. Both met personally with Donald Trump. I first met Loomer in 2017 at an event for manosphere influencer Mike Cernovich. At the time, Loomer was an activist who'd celebrated the deaths of Muslim migrants. But she was being harassed by white nationalist trolls because she's a Jewish woman. Since then, she's taken a strange trajectory, with years somewhat in obscurity because she'd been banned from so many social media sites, like Twitter. When Elon Musk took over Twitter, she came back. She does stunts like ambush interviews.
Frank, why aren't you supporting President Trump? I'm a successful investigative journalist.
Loomer recently told CNN she's not anti-Muslim. Now, some might dispute that she's entered the mainstream, but she's reached the former president's elite inner circle. Flying to the presidential debate on Trump's plane, and to New York as he observed the anniversary of 9/11. A notable appearance.
Somewhat Maoist here. Everyone should have a house, even streamers, even though their audiences think it's a crime. That's awesome. God, I love streaming, dude. This is why, okay? I love this community. I love that I'm fortunate enough to be able to build a community like this. It's fantastic, okay?
Since Loomer has pushed the false conspiracy theory that 9/11 was an inside job. She's been seen with Trump a lot.
We're here at Bedminster. I'm with the greatest president ever.
After rumors circulated among right-wing Twitter users, including Loomer, that Haitian...
Genuine question, is giving her this much airtime good or bad? No, it's over. She's already in his inner circle. Hiding the truth about her insanity is worse. Okay? Up until the very moment... Look, guys, I have a policy of not highlighting Nazis on this broadcast until it gets to a certain point where they reach a prominent mainstream platform, and at which point they have to be dealt with, okay? Laura Loomer is the perfect example of this, where like, until she reaches Trump's inner circle, she's irrelevant. Who gives? Don't talk about it ever. Do not give her any, do not give her even a moment of coverage. But the moment that he The moment that she reaches Donald Trump's inner circle, then it's a problem. Okay. Then you have to cover is going on there. She's reaching far more than the inner circle. Connor, you are one of my favorite, consistent, funniest members of the community. What's interesting is not that she is both a Zionist and a Nazi, because, you know, that's a distinction without a difference in many instances. What's interesting is that she is a Nazi and she's Jewish at the same time. Like, you purposely ignored Booger Nick until he was in the inner circles of Kanye's campaign and had dinner with Trump. Exactly. You banned the shit out of me a few years ago for sending a Fuentes link. Yeah, of course. You know what's really funny about that? I do that and then people get real mad. They're like, oh, how dare you do that?
Immigrants are eating people's pets in Ohio. Trump repeated the claim in the debate.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in.
I spoke to Loomer before the debate. She told me she's attacked as a childless woman who devotes all her time to a man who will never pay attention to her, meaning Trump. But Trump does pay attention to her and reads her reports.
Laura, how are you? You look so beautiful, as always. You don't want to be Loomered. If you're Loomered, you're in deep trouble. Trump!
Oh!
Good morning, everybody. My name is Laura Loomer.
She ran for Congress twice and lost. But she told me she built a constituency among the very pro-Trump voters in the Villages, a retirement community that's important in Florida Republican politics. She called them boomers for Loomer, and they were paying attention when she began attacking Governor Ron DeSantis for having the temerity to run for president against Trump.
You are never going to be president of the United States of America.
Loomer told me one of her donors let it slip that DeSantis was running for president in 2021. So on the first stop on the DeSantis book tour, she stood in front with a Trump sign and a T-shirt. Despite her new closeness to the former president, some pro-Trump Republicans are very against her.
Her rhetoric and her tone is
Okay. Now it makes sense. Trump has become increasingly more paranoid over the years, and as a direct consequence of that, he has made his circle even tighter. This is the exact same reason why he chose J.D. Vance, who is a bloodless, soulless, monstrous brown noser. And this is now, I assume, the reason why he has Laura Loomer in his corner, because that is a ride or die.
does not match the base, does not match MAGA, does not match most Republicans I know, and I am completely denouncing it. I'm over it.
There is a growing feud that is playing out in public today, and it's really exposing tensions between Donald Trump's allies. Far-right activist Laura Loomer was seen with Trump yesterday at events commemorating 9/11, despite the fact that she previously spread conspiracy theories about those very terrorist attacks.
Yeah, she posted on social media saying that it was an inside job. She was also seen getting off his plane. You see the video here. This is in Philadelphia, just ahead of the debate. Some of Loomer's comments, though, have proven to be too extreme for some in MAGA world. CNN's Manu Raju's following this story. Manu, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is not holding back going after Loomer, and now other Republicans are joining her. What are they saying?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, Marjorie Taylor Greene, someone herself who has been very outspoken, very controversial in some of her rhetoric, but she says what Laura Loomer has been saying has been going too far. And she contends it does not represent the MAGA movement, does not represent former President Donald Trump. This in the aftermath of her racist post about Kamala Harris's Indian heritage. That was too much for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then afterwards Loomer went to attack her on social media. So I asked her about this feud between those two, and this is what MTG said to me just moments ago.
Concerns about her rhetoric and her hateful tone. To me, many of the comments that she makes.
Before I said Marjorie Taylor Greene hates her because like Trump can only have one ugly, like freakish looking demonic woman in his corner. And like first it was Sarah Sanders, and then now it's, you know, it was supposed to be Marjorie Taylor Greene. But like kind of Laura Loomer just like came in and, you know, cast her aside. And I thought maybe that was the reason. But now I'm thinking it could be because don't forget Alina Hubba. Alina Hubba is a smoke show. What do you mean? Alina Hubba? Are you crazy? Donald Trump does not care about what women do beyond the fact that they just look good behind him. And like other dudes think that that's sick. The two angles that I think MTG, the two or three different angles here, okay? One, it could be because Marjorie Taylor Greene is anti-Semitic and thinks that Jews have space lasers. The other reason could be that Marjorie Taylor Greene is upset because she was supposed to be slotted into the hideous the hideous demonic monster category that Trump has to have around him at all times. Or, last but not least, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm sorry to say this, I know people are going to get mad. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a sexual dynamo. This is a factually accurate assessment of the situation, okay? She is. You might not like it, but this is what peak sexual performance looks like. We know this because she literally cheated on her husband at the time with her like weird tantric sex gym owner, CrossFit gym owner, who Laura Loomer says looked like Zangief. Marjorie Taylor Greene since then has allegedly slept with Kevin McCarthy and also the guy at like One America News or whatever, or Newsmax. That's the boyfriend. That's the open boyfriend that she has now. Most controversial take is not even controversial. It's just the truth. I think a lot of you look at a woman that looks like a Titan from Attack on Titan and you think like she's not capable of being a sexual dynamo. Okay. But the unfortunate reality is that she absolutely can be a sexual dynamo and is a sexual dynamo. Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember when you destroyed your family so you could have sex with a Zangief cosplayer? Tell me again how you and the Arby's in your pants are representatives of the GOP. She said her is like Arby's. The girls are fighting. Like she's doing the roast beef slur thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is wild because you're literally a woman. Why would you ever say that about another woman, dumbass? They will say that about you too. You couldn't even run your own family. Don't tell me how to run my free speech. This is who Marjorie Taylor Greene. Embattled QAnon Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene openly cheated on her husband of 25 years with a polyamorous tantric sex guru and then moved on to another affair with the manager at her gym. I mean, come on, guys. You know this at least. I've covered it a lot. I cover it all the time. I bring it up like all the time. You've definitely heard me talk about this. Is it absolutely necessary to talk about this? Yes. Not only is it absolutely appropriate to talk about it, you have to talk about it, and you literally have to memorize these facts. Okay, I will be quizzing you on this later.
And how she attacks Republicans like me, many other Republicans that are strong supporters of President Trump. I think they're a huge problem. And that doesn't represent MAGA as a whole.
She's still traveled with the former president. Would you encourage Trump not to keep close contact with her?
You know, Laura Loomer has lost 2 Republican congressional campaigns, one in a general and one in a primary.
Damn!
And
damn!
This is such an important election. I don't think that she has the experience or the right mentality to advise a very important presidential election. But I do know this, that her rhetoric...
Dude, what is this? Welcome back, Nikki Haley. Ever since she started Kevin McCarthy, okay? Ever since she started Kevin McCarthy, she's been like so... Like, obviously, she still does the QAnon, but every now and then, dude, like, she just has like a moment of clarity and you're like, you're Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, what do you mean? This is not the Republican Party. Like, you literally are the Jewish space lasers lady. Like, you were at an event for January 6 prisoners advocating for their release. Like, you called them political hostages and shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's nothing funnier than being like, wow, it's like AOC coming out and being like, the Democratic Party has gotten too woke, folks. We got to stop. We got to cut it with this progressive nonsense. Like, you are the movement. You are the momentum you are the person. You're like Laura Loomer who got elected. That's it. Like, there's not really anything different between you and her, honestly.
And her tone does not match the base, does not
like she's saying what Laura Loomer is saying does not match the tone of the base. Like, it kind of does. That's why you do it all the time. It's just that, like, she's a little gross with it. Like, she goes above and beyond. She absolutely passed she actually ends up passing the boundaries of permissibility, which you do all the time too. When did you go from politics to gossiping about who sleeps with who? Politics is about sometimes gossip surrounding who's sleeping with who, especially because currently we're talking about Laura Loomer, a real will they, won't they situation between her and Donald Trump.
Match. MAGA does not match most Republicans I know, and I am completely denouncing it. I'm over it, and I would encourage anyone else that matches her statements to stop.
But Trump himself was indeed traveling with Laura Loomer in the way to Tuesday's debate. And he's someone that she has been within his inner circle, and someone has causing clearly concerns, not just among Marjorie Taylor Greene, but also other people who are aligned with Donald Trump, worried about his alliance with someone who espouses such extreme rhetoric, racist rhetoric, pushes conspiracy theories and the like. This is what Senator Lindsey Graham just moments ago told our colleague Ted Barrett here on Capitol Hill.
Yeah. That's so funny. Someone in the chat said, what is that chatter talking about? A politician literally sleeping with someone led to the second ever presidential impeachment. It's like, no, that chatter was there being like, sweetie, I don't like that you're talking about tea between Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton, okay? Ugh, this is just gossip.
He said, I think what she said about Kamala Harris and the White House is abhorrent, but he said it's deeper than that. He said she says some things about Republicans too, and he went on to say about Trump, he would serve himself well to make sure that she doesn't become a bigger story. So a clear concerns among some of Trump's closest allies that he's getting too close to her and that he needs to show some distance. Guys.
Interesting.
Are we legit reporting on whether Trump has sex with Laura Loomer during his campaign tour? I mean, honestly, if you ask me in all sincerity, I don't think so. Okay. Having said that, it is very funny to endlessly speculate. Like, if I'm being fully real, like, no, I don't think Trump, Laura Loomer, get out of here. But do I think it's a phenomenal story to cover? Yes.
Manu, and that Marjorie Taylor Greene is drawing a line at what acceptable rhetoric is, and it appears to be Jewish space lasers, but not this. Manu Raju, live
Damn! Okay, CNN, damn!
On the Hill, thank you so much. Joining us now is Jessalyn Cook. She's the author of The Quiet Damage, QAnon and the Destruction of the American Family. Jessalyn, Laura Loomer, as we just mentioned, seen getting off of Trump's plane. She had this tweet out, a source telling CNN.
Yeah, also you're coming into the broadcast of a dude who spent like 3.5 hours describing how the Duluth Dyson Larry Sinclair sucked off Barack Obama in a limousine after Barack Obama gave him cocaine before getting his sucked sideways by the Duluth Dyson Larry Sinclair.
She has the former president's number. She has used it. What is the effect of Trump spending time with and elevating someone like this?
It's a really puzzling strategy. Obviously, when Marjorie Taylor Greene is the voice of reason, that's cause for alarm. A lot of Republicans are stunned by this. And what she's doing, what Laura Loomer is doing with
giving the Barack tour. We're done here. We're done. We're
Trump's
done.
help is just normalizing and spreading these really detrimental conspiracy theories. Even the conspiracy theory we heard on the debate stage on Tuesday night from Donald Trump that
I bet your chatter brings up Kamala's presumed sexual history as a political point all the time. Yeah. Oh, 100%. They're like, she her way to the top.
Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio are abducting and eating people's pets. Reporting suggests that he is picking up this kind of rhetoric from Laura Loomer, who was posting these conspiracy theories before he took the stage.
And I'm wondering, since you brought up what he said on the debate stage about Haitian immigrants in Ohio eating pets, how do conspiracy theories like that, of that ilk, originate?
Marjorie Taylor Greene screaming from the rooftops about Laura Loomer being in Trump's orbit is giving Alex Jones telling Kanye West not to openly say he admires Adolf Hitler. It has that same desperation, and it's the exact same type of situation. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You're giving the game away. You're being like far too open about your actual allegiances and associating yourself and others with like a truly toxic individual. It's the exact same situation. Don't say the quiet part out loud. You're giving the game away.
And which ones are seemingly amplified more than others on social media and interviews and obviously on the debate stage.
It seems like the media talking about this is needlessly elevating this. No, it's a incredibly valid avenue of attack against Donald Trump. I'm just more so upset about the way that the media is covering it by like not really talking about how insane Laura Loomer is, like barely scratching the surface, okay, which has a ton. I mean, Laura Loomer is a target-rich environment. Like in this circumstance, you have to talk about like how insane she is. Now, of course, they are kind of doing that. I like this guy. He's one of the best that CNN has, in my opinion. He kind of did do that. She's actually kind of popping off a little bit too. So I don't really have an issue with this kind of coverage overall. If your 78-year-old grandpa called his new girlfriend a free spirit, you'd change all his passwords? That's a good take.
A lot of the time, it starts out with fringe figures online, increasingly more popular mainstream far-right
The jean jacket is, I think, Acne Studios.
Influencers like Laura Loomer, repeating these wild falsehoods that kind of trickle their way up through the system, coming eventually out of the potential future president of the United States' mouth. And there's real offline harm to these online conspiracy theories. Just today, we saw there's...
Yeah, God forbid you'd have a... God forbid we have a president who says like unhinged, unsubstantiated things like that he's seen dead children who are beheaded by Palestinian resistance fighters who then light them on fire with kerosene. God forbid. That would be, well, yeah, no, that would be actually really damaging to discourse, wouldn't it? Now, of course, if you're in mainstream media, you will substantiate those unsubstantiated claims because it goes along with the broader narrative that like Israel must bring about hellfire destruction on the Palestinian population in an effort to continue their genocide. That is the most moral army. That's the most moral military. That's the most moral country on the planet, you know?
There's a bomb threat in Springfield, Ohio. Reportedly, the caller was frustrated over Haitian immigration, and it led to schools closing. It led to city buildings closing. And even after that happened, Laura Loomer then went back on X and suggested that Haitian immigrants are not only eating pets, but eating people, just pushing wildly baseless, false, harmful claims.
And so, Jesselyn, I wonder if is there a way...
When left unchecked, by the way, this kind of narrative will only increase, as we have seen Donald Trump go from like Mexicans are drug dealers and some are very fine people, I assume, to they're eating pets to they're eating humans too now. So that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't actually, try to push back against this kind of wild, insane anti-immigrant sentiment.